The NFL Combine starts tomorrow, March 1st through the 7th. I wanted to ask you, I know you did not go to the Combine, but your pro day was absolutely vital for the future of your career and teams taking notice of you when you were at Louisiana Lafayette. Of all the different tests that they measure at the NFL Combine, Ike, and maybe – but what I want to ask is what's most important, but I don't want to put words into your mouth, but maybe it depends on which position you're talking about. But in your opinion, what's the most important test in terms of actual football ability at the NFL Combine?
The broad jump and the vertical jump. So it lets me know how explosive you are as a person. The broad jump, you leaping 9.5, 10 feet, man. You know how far 9.5, 10 feet is just jumping into a pool, let alone just standing there without a running start and able to jump that far. That's letting me know the explosive part of your game. The vertical as well is just letting me know I can get some kind of gauge on how fast you are. The higher your vertical is, the faster you run, the more explosive you is. So when if I had two combine things to take out of, it would be, and two things to gauge, it would be that broad jump and it would be that vertical. Now everything else, man, I just need to see on tape and see if there's any kind of comparison to it. See if you do play fast. And if you're a corner, see if you're able to catch. If you're a receiver, see if you're able to have combat catches, meaning you're always catching the ball, whether somebody's on you or you're wide open, period. But that's exactly what it is. Take away all these football drills because I get the football drills off of tape. Let me see how explosive this person is, and that's through the broad jump and the vertical jump. And I just take off from there. So now you just give me all the kind of confirmation I need to see off of the tape, and we can work on everything else. So, yeah, a lot of these drills, the combine has become very entertaining now, and that's just what it is. But the tape says everything. The tape says everything. Now, what I do like about the combine, it gauges us. We see players without helmets, so we get to hear these stories about how these players got to the combine, and it's a lot of good stories that we get to listen to that we probably would have never thought or heard of if it wasn't for the combine. But as far as like the actual combine, the combine for me is watching tape. For me, seeing them in person, it's good to see the young kids coming out in person. Good to hear them talk in front of the camera and all that good stuff. Good to hear their stories. But nah, man, all these drills are cool, but go ahead and give me that broad jump and that vertical jump, and I'll take it from there.
You heard it here from Ike Taylor. The one I look at, because someone can put on a great display and even shatter world records, which has happened at the NFL Combine.
Right.
But the one I always look at in terms of the quarterback position, Ike, and you might make fun of me, I don't really care, is the Wonderlic test. And the reason why this matters, there is one active Super Bowl winning quarterback who scored less than a 25 on the Wonderlic test that's gone on to win a Super Bowl. That's Patrick Mahomes. He got a 24. Go back and look year after year after year after year, and I've got the last 5 or 6. Matt Stafford got a 38 out of 50. Brady, 33 out of 50. Mahomes is the exception to the rule at 24. Brady again with the Patriots. Nick Foles, 29 out of 50. The Wonderlic test for the quarterback position, when you get late in the playoffs and you're playing against teams that might be more physical, might be faster, might be stronger, it's your mental ability at the quarterback position. Again, you might think it's stupid, Ike, but the Wonderlic test for the quarterback position specifically, in my opinion, is very important. I'm not saying that you can't win a Super Bowl if you've got a low Wonderlic test as a quarterback, but there is a correlation there, something that I noticed every single year. Ike, you might make fun of me, but that's just my honest opinion.
So what was Eli Manning's, Peyton Manning's, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben's, what was that, Russell Wilson, what was that Wonderlic test, What was the score on their test?
Okay, so hang on. We're going to get research on this right away, Ike. Eli was a 39.
Okay.
Give me just a sec. We're doing live math. Peyton Manning was a 28.
Okay.
Who else did you want to know? Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers and Big Ben and Russell Wilson.
Give me just a second. Aaron Rodgers was 35. Russell Wilson and Big Ben. Give me just a second here. Right? We're doing this live on the air. Russell Wilson was a 28.
Okay.
And Ben Roethlisberger was a 25. So again, 25 is the threshold of right around where you want to be, 25 and above.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. That's why I asked.
I think I taught you something new today, Ike. But again, people might make fun of that. But like, again, specifically for the quarterback position, I'm not saying that it's impossible to win a Super Bowl. You have to get a 25, but there's a nice correlation there. Check that out. And if anyone wants to dispute that, just look it up. And we just gave you all of those quarterbacks that have gone on to win Super Bowls, Ike, who have all scored above that 25 marker threshold. But I'm so excited because, again, Ike, the NFL Combine, the Underwear Olympics, it's going to be great. I love watching the 40. I love watching the 40, the bench press too, 225. And I love to see that. And you get the big lineman up there. And it's just like, are we watching the NFL Combine or are we watching the Olympics here? But I like watching the Combine because it's like, to me, it's, you might not necessarily be the fastest guy or the strongest guy, but there are things that you can do to make sure that you're prepared to perform well in each of those drills. And for me, it's more so, I don't need you to run necessarily the fastest 40 or the fastest shuttle or bench the most reps, but make sure that you're at least putting up a respectable number because it lets me know how you've prepared for what really is like the most important moment of your young career to that point. And so I always like to see, which players are making sure that they're prepared in advance of the Combine and how they perform at the Combine as well.